And it seems we are live.
All right.
Hey,
Okay.
um, what do we have here today? We have Shasten from Linux Dev Labs. How's it going, Shasten?
Doing pretty good. Going good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, we had a call. How long ago was it? A few days ago.
About 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yep.
Almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Wow. That's a whirlwind since then.
yeah, it was 2 hours long, so we decided to stop there and eventually continue. That day is today.
Yes.
Yep. So we have Roman on the chat there already.
All right. Hey there.
So
I, gu- I guess I better at least like kind of get on here so that I can see the chat.
oh yeah.
Right?
Well, you can see
I
it
didn't.
on the screen that I'm sharing. It's at the bottom right
Oh
corner.
wow. All right. Let me just make this one. Okay, I can see it.
Maybe it's not that readable.
Yeah, no, I got it. I got it. It's good.
Okay.
All right.
So where
Yeah.
did we finish the last time? Color scheme was the next topic to discuss,
Yeah.
right? We already
Oh,
went.
that's a good one.
Yeah, we already went through all
I
of these.
yeah, I got quite the color scheme.
Okay, you wanna share?
Yeah.
Hold
So,
on. Okay, just
all
connected
right.
my camera.
Okay, very good. So, basically, let's see here. I think it's right here. Yeah. So, I basically use a variation of this one right here, the solarized Osaka theme. So,
Mm.
I'll just give you kind of a preview here. Um, let's see. And let's see. This is actually something that I was working on. So my notes. So I'm actually using Neorg right now, which I swore I was never going to use it again because it kept breaking on me, but I like their backlinks a little better, and I was trying to actually use org mode on NeoVim. I
Mhm.
couldn't figure it out. Like the tree setter thing was really confusing to me. I couldn't fix it. So here is kind of like some of my color scheme here. So I basically, and I'll show you this in a little bit more detail in my configs here in a minute. But this is kind of like is it right there? Yeah. This is kind of what my color scheme kind of looks like.
Mhm.
And so it's basically that colorized Osaka theme. I just basically altered a few of the um I just basically altered a few of the highlighting colors and stuff like that. But um, it's basically that. It's just the colorized Osaka storm,
Mm. Okay.
essentially. And so anyway, actually, so let's see. Does it? Oh. So basically, if I probably should get into TMUX, that's our probably one of our next topics, but um, and this is TMUX Sessionizer.
Okay.
For those people who don't know, I have I have an original variation of the Tmux sessionizer that works. It's a little bit better, I think. I still have to do a few things to get it to work right. But I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. But basically, like, if you take a look at the Osaka theme, basically, um, in the actual config, all you have to do is just just include these first three lines and close it, and you'll get his theme. And then you can choose, like, if you wanted like Osaka Storm or Osaka whatever. The documentation's pretty good on this. Let's see here.
Do you apply the same color scheme to your prompt? What do you use for the prompt? Do you use Starship or something?
Yeah, I use Starship, and then I just basically used a lot of those same colors.
Okay. And in
Yeah,
Tmux
and
as well.
yes. Yeah, so like that's what I was going to show you. That's actually a good question. Hold on here. Do I have, yeah, I got way too big here. Because I can't. All right, there we go. So here we have, I think it's in extras, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so like all of these are like applications to use with his color scheme. And so, like in Tmux, for example, you could do like Osaka Dark, and then he's already got this set up, and then you would just configure it from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have a little bit of configuring to do on my Tmux configuration to make it complete. I just haven't had a chance to get haven't had a chance to there's a couple of things that kind of bug me about it, so I want to get that fixed. But it's actually really easy to set up.
Mm-hmm.
But what's cool about this, and this is what a lot of people may not understand, is I don't know how many people have used like Tailwind, for example. So like you would have like Blue 500 or something like this, right? Where you have part of the I think it's like I don't it's a color palette basically. Um, and so he basically made this to where you could use like the same kind of color palette to set up your color scheme basically, and then you can choose it. And so I wanted to kind of explain that, because now when you see my config here, it makes sense. I'm actually customizing some colors here based on that color palette basically,
Mm,
and I'm
okay.
defining them right here.
Okay. But you use all the colors that are shown in the repo that the maintainer
Yes,
provided, or you use your own custom colors?
I do use some of my own custom colors, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's very close. I just tweaked it just a little bit just to
Mm-hmm.
make it pop out a little bit and make it like stand out.
Mm,
And so anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I have here. And I have another thing is I'm working on kind of a new config. So I know I swore I wouldn't go back to Neorg, but I tried to do org mode and it didn't work out too well. Tree Sitter did not want to recognize the org documents.
mm-hmm.
And there was supposedly a workaround. I tried the workaround. I fussed with it for about 3 hours. I couldn't figure it out, and I gave up. And then I said, well, let's take a look at what New York is doing. And they had the backlinking thing that I was looking for and a couple other things. So I went back to Newark. So I've been working on that. And also, let's see here.
And New York is this one, right?
I
The one that I'm showing on the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. The documentation is a little like some of it's rather good and some of it's good if you get like something like I don't know, like Chat GPT or something going, to ask questions, then you can get it. One of the things that so if I let's see, I can go ahead and close this, right? So let's see here. So, okay, I think it's actually right here. Yes. So like these color schemes, like the background and stuff, this was really hard to get figure out. And then like the icons, like they had like their own color from the actual the icons had how do I explain it? They were there like red, green, blue, like all these different colors, and I had to figure out how to get them to be white. And I also have to figure out how to have some padding on the left and right side. But I think overall, though, I think I figured it out.
And these headings are part of the Neorg plugin, right?
Yeah, these are Nord documents.
But the headings, Nord. The colors of the headings, is it a different plugin or is it Neorg as well?
It's New York. I just had to configure it.
Okay.
So like if I come over here back to my plugins, you can see I really messed with this a lot. But I had to really figure this out, and most that part about like the icons, like getting them to turn white, I had to consult ChatGPT. I'll admit it.
And why did you choose org files instead of Markdown?
Because I like their backlinking. Now I could have went with like obsidian.invim, and in fact I have a couple of those. The only problem with Obsidian is like I had a hard time getting it to install correctly for some reason. Or I don't know if it was that wouldn't install, but it wouldn't launch. Like, like for example, when I do like this, right? Like this is installed. This is obviously installed, right? I couldn't do that with Obsidian. And I'm honestly not sure why. And so it was like, and their backlinking was okay, but I had a problem with it. I haven't set up backlinking on this because I just got done setting this up just at 3 o'clock in the morning this morning. So
okay.
But there will be a video about my whole writing setup, because right now I'm not in a distribution. This is my setup.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna show you that it's like there's no distribution.
Okay. The plugin that I use for linking notes is Marksman. So
I got that installed.
Oh, you have it installed?
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes
for my Markdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I get errors sometimes. I don't know why, and I have to close and reopen the file. Probably
Oh
related to
yeah,
my config or something. But most of the times, if I GD here, yeah, it works fine. Or
yeah.
yep, um, let's see, GD, no GD. Yep, it works fine. So linked nodes. Sometimes, like I said, I do get the error that I was mentioning, and I have
Oh,
to close it and reopen
close
it.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Obsidian .invim has a backlinking thing that is like 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 where you can just basically like hover over it and hit return. Like you
Mhm.
can hover over it and it'll pop up a new window and you can look at it, and then if you want to go to that you can click like return or some shortcut that you set up and it will go right there, and that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
like that.
is it still maintained? Because let me see. I have the
I
repo
think it
here.
is.
Obsidian
Yeah,
Vim.
I think.
The last release was July 2024, almost a year
Oh,
ago.
whoa.
It has had,
Okay. Well,
yeah, the last commit 9 months ago. So,
that might be it. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It was working. It just, yeah, it just, there was a couple of things I didn't like about it. And so it's like, I saw that, I saw the video with the, that you did, with, what's his name? The Emacs guy.
oh, Joshua
And
Blaze.
Josh, yeah. And so it's like, I used to use org mode. And so it's like, that would be cool. I could use org mode. I used it like 5 or 6 years ago. And the only reason why I stopped using it is because I stopped using Emacs.
Mm,
I used Emacs for like 6 months and I kept getting frustrated that it was just too slow.
mm-hmm.
And so like whenever like I had to like access like a big database or something, it would be really slow. And so yeah, anyway.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I've been thinking about Emacs lately. I have talked to a lot of people. Today I had a discussion, long discussion about Emacs and org related stuff. A lot of LaTeX was discussed as well. So
LaTeX, yeah.
yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it. LaTeX,
I think it's
LaTeX,
LaTeX.
LaTeX. Okay.
That's
So
how I've always heard it pronounced, but I may be wrong too. We might both be wrong.
yeah. So
But you know who you could have on your show about this? And he would definitely he uses Emacs and has used Emacs for a long time, and he's rather popular. He's got one of the biggest Linux channels, and I think he would come on your show if you asked him. He comes on smaller channels all the time, so I'm not speaking for him by any means, but DistroTube.
oh, I've watched some of his videos because they show up on YouTube all the time, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you just if it's kind of hard to get a hold of him, but if you get a hold of him, he might come. He might actually like do a collaboration with you.
Oh, it would be interesting to talk about Emacs. Is that his main editor, Emacs?
Yes, he uses Doom Emacs, which has like all the Vim key bindings.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That would
And
be great, actually. I'll try to get a hold of him, see if I can.
yeah, yeah, he's a nice guy. I've been on a live stream with him before on his channel. He's a really nice guy.
Oh,
And I think, I mean, because I see him go on some smaller channels if people ask him.
mhm.
And I think, if I got another like probably another 1,500 or 2,000 more subscribers, I think I would probably be asking him to come on or I'd come on his show, on his platform or
Channel.
something.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
see what he wants to do, but I think he might. It would be worth reaching out because yeah, you'd probably get like 50,000 views.
Yeah. And Emacs knowledge, because
Oh yeah,
I've been
yeah,
thinking about it, and I don't know
yeah.
where.
The only thing, like, Emacs is really easy to set up, but you have to set up your servers. Like, they don't have anything like Mason to set that automatically sets up your LSP servers. And
Mhm.
so you have to download the LSP servers and then, and you have to download your LSP servers to your root system
Mhm.
and then like go from there.
Mm. Okay.
Where in NeoVim you just have to download the language that you want the that you want you just have to download the language that you want service for, and then like say you could install in Node.js or npm, and then because that's what Mason uses to install all those servers, and so then all of a sudden you just tell it what you want and it will automatically install it because you have the language installed. Very simple. It's way easier than Emacs. Emacs, you have to install everything. Yeah. Anyway,
Mm.
we have, who is AK? AK is the initials for Alaska. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Maybe someone from your Discord.
I don't think so, but I don't recognize it, but maybe.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so yeah, um yeah, so it's really kind of difficult in that sense to set it up, but once you install all the language servers, it's fairly straightforward. I would even argue it might be a little more straightforward than NeoVim to
Mhm.
set up, but sometimes you have to fuss with those language servers.
Mm. Okay. I'll take a look.
And Lisp is just slower than Lua.
Mm.
There's just nobody can argue that. It is slow. Once you like if you ever have to like connect, to a large database of some sort, it just becomes it lags a little bit, and um there's just like a lot of latency. It's just like you'll type a letter and then like 3 seconds later it'll show up on your
Mm.
screen.
Mm.
That's annoying.
Oh,
So
okay.
where I've never had that problem with NeoVim ever, not even with VimScript. So I just yeah.
Okay,
So
we'll see. We'll see. I'll see if I try it out. You mentioned that you use Tmux. You mind showing how you use it? You also mentioned the Tmux Sessionizer. You want to show that?
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so actually that's a really easy one. Let me think here. I should just be able to go. I have a bunch of aliases, so um oh, I went way too much. Okay. So if I come in here and do my command, okay. Basically this uh the Tmux Sessionizer is fairly easy. I just basically have like a couple of functions like to kill or to create a new session. Um, some of this is like I had this to where it would kill like each individual session. I haven't got that to work yet, but so basically what I do is I basically just select like all of my most common um my most common directories um I would look for things, and
Mm-hmm.
then I have it basically go 5 deep, so like 5 files deep, and then I just connect it to FCF. It's pretty simple, and then it just basically um, CDs right into that, basically.
Mm. I have something pretty similar, and I was showing that yesterday to the guys on stream. Let's see, where is it? Tmux configuration file. I call
Hmm.
it, well, the way that I use Tmux, or the reason that I use it the most, is to jump fast to directories,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't want to think
Yeah.
how to get to my nodes. Just type a key map. I'm in my nodes.
Mm.
Another key map. I'm in my dot files, or here I'm in my
Oh, I
blog
see.
post. Yep. And it automatically, after switching to the session, opens NeoVim, and then it sends the key S to
Hmm.
restore the session. So that's why it restores them. Where is the sessionizer? Here. If I GX this, and I'll put it in Neovite. Same thing, basically primes thing. I just did something additional. I pass different parameters. If it's one, no parameters, or if I pass it 2 parameters, I do different stuff. And this is the part at the bottom that, where is it? Here.
Okay, I see.
This is the one that
That's in
presses S.
right. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, but that's what I use Tmux all the time. I usually don't come to the oh, I'm a neovite here, but I usually don't come here and jump through the sessions this way. What I do the most is jump between them, right? Notes, files, blog post, home directory, each one of
Oh,
them
I see.
a
You
key map
okay,
away.
yeah, that makes sense. So like you just okay, yeah, I see. Yeah. So
Yep.
you basically have like your notes is basically like a like where you okay, I see what that's kind of interesting. I've actually thought about something like that, but the thing is um I don't always know where I'm gonna be, and so like especially like with my switcher, for example, sometimes I'm switching a lot between like NeoVim distros or something like. Here's all of my NeoVim distros that I have downloaded.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you see those, like so if I go switch, and I'll show you that too. This is
Yep.
actually a really cool. So now I go to a different NeoVim distribution altogether. And there is a couple of things wrong because I have a different I haven't updated this I haven't updated snacks yet
Mm-hmm.
on this distribution. And so now if I go back to where I was at and then hold on. Does it what just happened here? Okay, there we go. There we go. Take those out, and we should be back into my. Yes, we're back. Okay, so that was a little buggy. I did not like that. I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna have to figure that out. But anyway, it switches really quickly, and so I can just like jump like if I'm working on something. And basically, what I'm going to do probably is have like like a web development config, a writing config, and probably like if maybe like more software development, like have like a Golang configuration or something with a couple other languages like that. And I would just basically like have like different configurations, because what happens is I keep getting my key bindings like so like when I installed Neorg, I was using my Astro configuration, and I had all my markdown stuff. So I installed Neorg, and I had all these key binding conflicts. Like literally every single key binding that Neorg had was conflicting with my system. So I said, well, why don't I just have my writing? Then I'll have something else, and kind of like that. But yeah.
And why do you keep multiple configs? I keep a single one that basically does everything that I need.
I want to see, I want to mess around with and see like, like what's special about some of these, but I don't really like, so if I said, like, for example, not used to this yet. Here we go. This is Kickstart by
TJ.
Yeah. TJ, yeah. That's another one. You might hit up. He's on Twitch every morning.
Oh, but TJ is famous. He's Prime's friend, and it's another level. So
I would try it. I just try. You never know. He might say no. He might ignore you. But if you might see. Like he would. Like he. I remember he came on with Bash Bunny when she was, and Bash Bunny's got about the same size of channel that you have. And
oh no, she has a really big channel, I think.
No, she has a big Twitch following, but she doesn't have a I don't think she has a maybe. I don't know. Okay, so I'll show you my switcher.
Okay. Yep.
Real quick. This is a very, it's, if I can, I'll show you my switcher. This is actually really cool. So basically, this basically just looks for any document inside of my neovim.config file. It takes in an argument, and then and actually I didn't understand when I wrote this how it worked. So when I went to install mvchad, I had a problem, and so I had to do a workaround where I kind of reinstalled it or re-downloaded it, I guess, if that makes sense, and then re-downloaded it into the directory. And it's a little convoluted, but I somehow got there. Anyway, basically what this does is, first it, let me see here. One of the things that, like when you download a new config, it will remove the git, the .git file, do a lot of that good stuff. But here's the thing. Here's what happens. So basically what I do is I just, so I'm assuming that it could have a symbolic link to my .config in Vim file. So I go ahead and just remove it. I'm assuming that. And then I put a new one with the new selected distribution that I choose. And then I just switch. And it is so easy. I mean, like a caveman could have probably written this.
Okay, interesting. To try different configs, yeah, I don't install different configs. I've used lazybin from the beginning, and that's the one that I used. I do have Kickstart installed. Well, it's part of my repo actually. If I go to my dotfiles, let's see, this is where's my key maps file? Okay, it's here. This is my config, neobean. I do have kickstart here, but I never use it.
You're still on my page.
Oh, hold on. There.
Yeah.
So this is my own config. This is the one that I use for everything. The only other one, well, I do have LazyVim. Sometimes I just want to compare to see if my config is working the same as Folky's on LazyVim, or to see if we have any issues or something. That's the only reason why I keep LazyVim here and Kickstart, because I'm planning on going through it eventually someday. But
Yeah.
Yep. And let's move on to a different topic. Keyboard. What do you use? Do you use a special keyboard?
Not really. So it's kind of funny. I have a keyboard right here. I have an ortholinear keyboard that I'm putting together, but I've just not had time to finish it. I also have a Moonlander at my dad's house because I ordered it and it got there 2 days after I left, because he lives kind of out, kind of
Glove
he
80
lives
gang.
in a small farming community, and so sometimes like the mail's really reliable, and sometimes like it's like, oh yeah, it will get here on such and such day, but it gets there like a week later.
And your dad is in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna get it soon, I guess, the Moonlander.
Yeah, whenever I make it back there, I haven't been back home for 2 years, so it's been waiting for me in a box for 2 years.
Oh, okay. And why the Moonlander? Do you use the regular QWERTY layout, or do you use a different one?
No, regular QWERTY, but I just have like this just a regular keyboard, I guess. Here we go. Yeah, nothing too fancy. I do use I used to use the trackball as well. I like the trackball mouse. I used to use that, but my the buttons wore out, and so now I need to buy, like, I don't know if I'll buy the new a new trackpad, or buy the little sensors or whatever they are.
There's this keyboard. Let me show you. Have you seen it? Yeah, keyboard. Looks quite interesting. Someone in Discord recommended it. I just don't want to see this right now. Close it. This one.
Wow.
It's flat. It has these modules.
Wow, like a mouse or something?
Yep. Like the trackball. Is that how it's called?
Yeah, it's just like the trackball, yeah.
And this is like a trackpad, I think.
Wow.
I don't know if it's
does this cost?
Oh, it's not cheap. Let's see. Shop maybe. Well, hold on. Let me switch it to 500. And
$500. Yeah.
Let's see.
But you're getting like a good mouse with it too, though.
Hopefully it works. They have bundles. Look at this. Like, this is the essential setup. It includes these two, right? The track and touch, $679. That's too much. This 1,000. Yeah. It looks cool. I don't know if they're public already, or if they're selling them already or not, but it looks interesting. Wow. What I like about it, I think, is that it's flat. I like to try it out and compare it to the Glove 80, because the Glove 80 is too high. This is...
Oh, yeah.
It's not too high, but...
I thought about that one, actually. I considered it. I don't remember why I didn't get it. Because I was basically kind of I was kind of like flipping a coin between those two.
Mm-hmm. The Moonlander and the Glove 80.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I was between the Glove 80 and the one that Prime uses the Kinesis,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I couldn't purchase both. Too much money. So,
Yeah. No. No. God no. There's another one that is it's a 40% keyboard that's got like the thumb things. I forget what it was called. I was looking at it just the other day, and they only want like, I mean, it comes with everything except for the switches. You still have to put everything together, but you just push the switches in. And so they wanted $50 for that.
mm-hmm,
And then you just add the switches. I thought was pretty reasonable. And
mm-hmm.
I have the switches. I got all kinds of stuff here. Let's see. Can I can I pull this out without losing everything? But yeah, like I have like you know I've been working on this ortholinear setup here,
Mm-hmm.
soldering it.
Mm-hmm.
Just it takes forever and I yeah, I mean like whenever I have like a couple hours I get my soldering gun together and work on it, but I haven't had a couple hours to waste like that for a while, so
Yeah, you have to choose what you spend your time on. Your NeoVim
yeah,
config
yeah, pretty
or what?
much.
Yeah, okay. And let's see, what else do we have here?
Oh
AI.
yeah, I was actually going to show you a little bit about how that switcher does work. So
Oh yeah, go
basically,
ahead.
real quick, I just wanted to show is like it's actually really easy. If I did something like sure, and then said like Astro, for example, I would
Mm-hmm.
switch, right? And so now I'm back to Astro.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going back, right? And so if you know that that's how it works, so now if I go to NeoVim, I have a bunch of aliases here
Mm-hmm.
for Tmux, for the switcher, etc. And this is basically where I switch everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so uh, so now if I went, let's see, I would go up. If I go up to, so if I go to my bash RC folder, this one's actually kind of interesting. Basically everything that's in my bash directory gets included right here, and then right here in the config neovim configs neovim, and it will basically I basically point to that,
Mm-hmm.
and I point to .fzf.bash,
Mm-hmm.
and that's pretty much my. And so like I come in here. If people wanted to know, like, I have my paths. Sometimes, like, when I go from different distributions,
Mm-hmm.
and then, oh, this is a good one, a good example of this, actually. So, my kitty config, let's see here. I took the opacity out on purpose, but it won't. Oh, there we go. So now I have opacity. If I wanted to turn it off, I just set this up yesterday, so
Mm.
I have opacity now.
Okay. Do you use like
But
a key map for that? Like a kitty key map?
Yeah, so I basically here's like this basically takes the opacity. This didn't work like I thought it would. So I basically, so if I said toggle opacity like it says, oh, wait, what was it? Toggle. All right. Yeah, it just hangs. So I basically just went into the kitty config and changed it from there. If I can, what's going on? All right, and so basically I have a bunch of stuff for like FCF, for a history, right? So if I said, here's my history, I could go up here and look at my history. I don't have Xclip. I should probably get that installed. But anyway, yeah, I have a few things like that in my. I have a bunch of shortcuts. So like Exa. So like I have a lot of things that I use to like get around. Like I don't. I don't. Like for example, I know a lot of people they'll do this. Like they'll type, if I can type, they'll type this out before they remove something. Like I just have an alias just to remove it.
Oh,
Just RM.
even if it's a directory, just the
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I see. It just hangs. That's what she said.
The chat is
Okay.
going crazy, man.
I know, right?
Okay. And do you use AI, Shasten? How do you use AI?
Corn. I do use AI. I use like Chat GPT and stuff. I haven't set it up in my terminal, but I also use what is that? So there's a couple of them that I want to get set up. In Aurora DX, they have a free chat GPT service. You get the full like, it's an AI service that's as powerful as Chat GPT 4.0, and it comes right out of the gate. You just have to set it up, and I haven't got a chance to sit down and set it up yet. And then there's what's the other one that that a lot of developers use? What's that?
Oh, Avante?
No, not Avante, the other one. It has like almost like a Spanish name. Probably is a Spanish name.
Claude.
No. It's basically like a lot of people use it through the terminal, but I can't think of what it is.
Copilot. No.
No. Oh my god, my mind just went blank. I have it right on my tongue too.
That's what? Avante?
It's not Avante, no.
No.
It's let's see, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Let's go to Google. It's
Hider AI chat? People are saying in the chat.
No, it's
Let's guess it. Let's go chat.
I'll think of it. God, I just I actually set it up on another system too, just the other day. I can't
But you use it in the terminal. right?
Yes. Yeah. It's and it's basically just the API. It's not even the actual but I can't think of what oh my god, I'm having one of those moments.
It's
Olama.
Olama.
Jeez.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I was trying to think.
Amigo chat, says Roman.
I don't
Okay.
know what Amigo chat is, so
I think they're just making
I'm
up stuff.
yeah.
And
I
do you, well, I did try, the only ones that I tried is Copilot. Didn't like
mm,
it. I uninstalled it. It was, no. I haven't tried Avante. I just went back to copy and paste directly to
yeah.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Like right here in my terminal,
Mm-hmm.
my terminal, my browser, like I have ChatGPT, Claude, and DeepSeek, which I'm kind of I only do it when like I really need some AI and like if I can't figure something out and I've just like went through like all of the free um like chat gpt and claude options, then I'm like, okay, I'll hit up DeepSeek and I usually regret it, so just,
Uh, man, I go through the three of them. That's what she said. Sometimes, so I start
yeah,
with ChatGPT.
yeah.
It messes things up badly, and I'm like, I will try now. No, I only try two, ChatGPT and DeepSeek. And
Oh yeah,
sometimes I have no luck at all.
yeah.
Sometimes one works, other times the other works. It's just, you know,
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's funny, like sometimes like I'll be like, it's like if you sometimes it's like Chat GPT will get caught in a hamster wheel, so like I'll go to like Claude and the first prompt actually prompts out the actual answer.
yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I've just been like fussing with this for 2 hours. And so anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I pretty much just copy and paste. I don't do anything special. Like I've thought about using like the Chat GPT in NeoVim.
Mhm.
I think that would be kind of cool, but then I think you have to pay. You have to use the paid version, right, to use
Yeah.
the
The
API.
Copilot chat.
No, the Chat GPT in Vim.
Oh, I haven't tried that one.
Hmm. Yeah, I was looking at. I think in order to use the API, you have to pay for it, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken.
Yep. You have
Usually that's
to.
how it works.
Yep. You have
Yeah.
to add balance to your account, and the more you use the API, you're consuming the credits and all that stuff. But they say it's way cheaper to do it that way than to pay the $20 that you pay to ChatGPT. So I
Oh,
haven't tried
really?
it. That's what people
Oh,
say. Yep. Yep.
yeah, I might. Yeah, I might take a look at that. But yeah, yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to, like with my writing distribution of NeoVim, I'm probably going to have like some sort of AI plugged into it.
Okay. And the next question that we have here is: are you working on any other projects at the moment that you want to share or something?
Well, I'm basically working on my channel. I'm not, I'm kind of an out of work software developer, so and I teach English at night and don't get enough sleep, that sort of thing.
Mm, yeah, me neither. I don't get enough
Especially,
sleep.
especially these days. Like, oh my God, I don't know why, but like summer is really difficult for me. But I'm actually, it's kind of like I don't think it will be that hard. If I keep plugging away, I know that I'll come into at least, some money, right? Like, I'm not looking to make $1 million. I'm just like, like, I mean, I watch like the Linux cast, and like the guy doesn't know anything. I mean, I'm just going to be really, really frank. I watch what he does on his keyboard. He doesn't know anything about Linux. It's so obvious. And he's got like 80,000 subscribers, and he is, I mean, just, I like his content in that I like, and I think I would like him as a person, probably even more. But it isn't like he's really all that entertaining. Like he's not like some personality like TJ DeVries or Primogen or something. Just not, he's got 80,000 subscribers. What kind of money does he have coming in? He's got like all kinds of people on his Patreon and stuff like that. And I just think I could do that. I'd
Hmm.
be okay.
Who
And maybe,
is? It's another YouTube channel.
yeah, it's called the Linux Cast.
The Linux Cast. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean I mean he's literally like, if you watch him like try to do a tutorial, oh my god, you just want to put a bullet in your mouth. But I mean, I thought I was boring. It's worse.
You're gonna get me in trouble, man. I'm not saying anything. I don't know who the
No,
Linux
no,
Cast
no,
is.
he's not. I'm saying it, but I do think Matt though is a nice person. So please, like, take it with a grain of salt. I've seen a couple of his videos, and I'm like, how do you have 80,000 subscribers?
And how long ago did that channel start? Do you know?
4 or 5 years ago.
4 or 5 years. Okay. And is it consistent? Does consistency have something to do with YouTube? If I keep posting consistently, will I ever grow? Will you ever grow? Is that the thing?
I kind of wonder, but I think right now, do you know what's really hitting is your ability to storytell.
Hmm.
That is, like, I look at like people in my niche or like in your niche, if you can tell a story, like, hey, like, Neovim just totally wrecked my life.
Mm.
And then something like that, and then, like, yeah, I was setting up my Neovim config, like,
I
because I
got
don't have a
divorced
life.
because of Neovim.
I got divorced because of Neovim, or I
Boom.
can't get laid because of
Because of
Neovim.
Arch.
I have a pretty close video to that coming out real soon, actually. Not quite that bad, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
Somebody said, listen to Shasten soft voice all day. Shasten soft voice all day.
yeah,
Okay,
they're getting
thanks.
personal. They're getting careful. Be careful
Yeah,
with those guys. They're weird.
I'm okay. So anyway, as I was saying, like, if your ability to tell a story, I think that's what resonates. And but the one on Arch, so I actually have a video coming out because I explain how Arch Linux took over the world.
Hmm.
And it is actually one of the, and I've thought this for a long time, but I started thinking about it a little. Um, I started thinking about it a lot. I was writing a script out, and I was thinking about it. Do you know why Arch took over? Because 15 years ago, when Linux was really catching some steam, Arch Linux did something kind of interesting, because everybody was like, well, we don't, like, I remember people would install like 3, 4 distributions, or, um, like on their laptop, right? They would have them all installed on the same grub menu,
Hmm.
and they would all work, right? You would just install it, use OS Prober, and it would install, and it would just work. Except if you installed Arch Linux last, only Arch Linux would work and the rest wouldn't until you installed another one of the, like a Debian or Fedora based distro, and then like it would read all of them, including Arch Linux.
Mm.
So it was like a big hassle, and so everybody just stuck with Arch because, well, it just kind of people just liked the overall feel of Arch Linux, and so people just stuck with Arch Linux.
Hmm.
They just quit. They quit dealing. They quit messing around with all these different distros. They
Oh,
just so
Arch.
it was
Yeah.
a little bit like I don't know like what kind of voodoo they did. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't know what kind of did my camera freeze.
Just a little bit, just a second, and then it comes
Oh,
back.
okay, I
It's
see. All
fine.
right, I see. All
Yep.
right. All right. So anyway, yeah, I don't know what kind of voodoo the Arch Linux grub menu did to do that, but it seems like it was obviously by design.
Mm. So that's why it was so popular. But what made it way too much popular? Was it because it was difficult to install and it was like a challenge for people? Like, I use Arch, by the way. Was it because of the difficulty or what made it so popular?
I think so. I think like if somebody like figured out how to install it, was like, oh, I figured out how to install Arch Linux. It's not hard. Look, you make your partitions with CF disk. You mount your partitions. You create a file system table. Install the base system to your MNT folder,
Hey,
or like
give
it
me a second.
installs for.
Give me a second. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Shasten. My wife just sent me a message that she won't be able to go and pick up my daughter. I have to go and pick her up. You mind if we pause for a few minutes, just 15, 20 minutes, and then we resume the stream?
Okay, sure.
I think I can pause it. If I click on stop streaming, it'll pause it, and then we can resume on the same
It
one.
won't.
No, I have done it in the past. I remember I
Have
did it
you?
once. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Let's give it a try.
All right. If not, we'll just resume.
Yep. I'll resume on another one. I want to keep on the same one so that we don't have two separate ones, but I'll see. I think I will be able to do it. I'll see you in around 20, I guess, around 20 minutes.
All right. Make me a cup of coffee.
All right. I'll see you in a little while. If someone's watching on the stream, we'll be right back.
What if I just tell us? Yeah, okay.
Or you want to stay here? Just clicked. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like it.
We're back. Yep. But I think when you're setting the stream, there's this setting, auto start and auto stop, right? So if you leave those checked, you cannot like stop and resume. You have to uncheck them. I don't know which one of the two. I just unchecked both of them, auto start and auto stop.
Awesome. Good to know.
Yep.
All right. We'll have a few people on here in a minute. But
yep.
Very good to know. Wow.
Yep.
Ah, wow.
Man.
Never can have too much coffee, right?
Yeah. Well, I drink coffee once a day, basically. And in the mornings, most of the times. Do you drink a lot of coffee? Hold on. I cannot hear you. Hold on, let's see. Nope. You're muted on your side, I think. Let me see. Hold on. Let me try something here. I can refresh your microphone. Here? Nope. Still. Nope. Still muted. Yep. I'm looking in the call audio right now, and it's not coming through in the call. Not yet. If you want to, what you can try is refresh the camera feed. That browser tab, just refresh it. And let's see what happens. Not yet. Let me click on reconnect my mic. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. There.
Okay.
There.
There
Okay.
we are.
There. Yep. Okay.
All right.
I can hear you now.
All right. You can probably hear the water and everything. All right.
Yep. I can hear you now. So,
okay.
Where were we then? Arch. So why is it so popular?
Yeah. Why is Arch Linux so popular? Hold on. We're getting a weird bug here.
Oh, you hear yourself?
Right. Yeah, I'm hearing myself. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Do you have
okay.
the? Let's see. There? You still hear yourself?
Yes. No, I'm good now.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Very good. So why is Arch Linux so popular? Okay. So like I think that they did something kind of interesting where they were like the first distro that basically didn't have architectures, and people liked that. They liked not having to search through PPAs to find their software. So I think they became popular. And honestly, like most people will say, it was just more stable than like Ubuntu. Ubuntu is incredibly unstable, unfortunately. I think it probably still is. And you know, when Ubuntu went from like the Unity first they went from GNOME 2 desktop, which everyone loved. Then they went to the Unity desktop, the Unity 7 desktop, which was buggy the whole time. But they said, oh, Unity 8's coming along. We're going to use the Mirror Window Compositor, blah, blah, blah. And they hyped this up, and you were going to be able to use it in tandem with your cell phone. And they hyped this up for like 2 years, and then one day said, you know what, we're just going to go with the GNOME desktop. The GNOME 3 desktop. Yeah. But the GNOME 3 desktop, which everyone hated.
Why?
And well, if you ever use the GNOME desktop, I think it will. It is a lot like Mac OS, I suppose, but it's. I don't know. I never really liked it. I don't think it's like very intuitive.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can right now you can torture the GNOME desktop to be anything you want it to be, right? And so now I think it's you know, because now they went from GNOME 3 kit to GNOME 40 instead of, you know, they basically just wanted to get away from the GNOME 3 experience, and they wanted people to forget about it. It's kind of like KDE. KDE had the same thing. That's the desktop that I'm using, Plasma 6.
Mm-hmm.
KDE 3.5 everyone loved. It was kind of like GNOME 2. Like those were the two desktops that got a lot of people really excited about Linux. And so KDE 4 came out and everyone hated it. Like it just wasn't the same. But then Plasma 5 came out, which is KDE 5. And they fixed a lot of their mistakes, and it was actually a fairly decent desktop in my opinion.
Mm.
That was the guy the other day. I can't remember the guy's name that uses
Void
that
Linux, Highfish. That's his name.
yeah, I think, yeah, the one that was using Plasma
Void.
5 and BSPWM.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and I felt for him because I know what it's like, like, because everyone's transitioning to Wayland, and you're leaving a whole bunch of people behind because they have a bunch of configurations that they like, and they don't like them with Wayland yet. And
Mm.
I do think eventually everybody's going to get the configuration that they like, but that transition period is going to be kind of a painful one because, like, for example, I like the Hyperland window manager, but it's not the same as, like, say, my Spectre WM configuration. I like that way more. Or even like BSPWM, like that guy was using.
Mm. I remember using Ubuntu like 18 years ago,
Oh, yeah.
university. And I remember that there was this square that you could switch between desktops, and it turned into a square, right? Like some animation
A
for each one of
cube.
the desktops. Yeah, a cube. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool at
Compass.
that time.
Compass. Yeah. That was the program. Compass. It was the cube effect. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it was part of Ubuntu back then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Compass was its own thing, but yeah. Yeah, a lot of people would install Compass and that would be able to like do the cube or have wobbly windows.
Or
Like
fire. I
people,
remember some
the
fire effect.
fire, yes, yeah. Yeah, I have a couple of those effects on this one, but they're on steroids. Like I can make my windows disappear, like, like catch fire and disappear.
Mm. So you like playing with that type of stuff?
Not really. I mean, I don't do it normally, but every once in a while, like, it makes for like an interesting effect in a video or something, I think.
Okay. Okay, I see.
But anyway, yeah, that's kind of why Arch got popular, is just because, I mean, like, I think that Ubuntu dropped the ball. I mean, seriously, 10 years ago, when a new release of Ubuntu came out, every Linux creator made a video about it. All the new things that were
Mhm.
involved with what's new, this, that, and the other. And they would make a video of all the flavors. Ubuntu, Kubuntu, Zubuntu, etc. Lubuntu, Kubuntu, all of them. They would make videos. Hey, this just came out just yesterday. Check this out. 25.04 just came out. Did you hear anything about it? Or was it 25.1? 25.1. So it was the limited release, or whatever, the short-term release. Did you hear anything about it?
No, I do follow some Linux channels, but I don't see many Ubuntu updates.
Mm-mm.
Who uses
Yeah.
Ubuntu? Like People
I
that
don't.
are starting with Linux?
I think so, yeah. And I don't think that's the worst distro for a beginner, but if you want to do anything with your computer, you're going to learn how to problem solve with that distro until you finally migrate onto something like Arch or something or Fedora, yeah. All
Mm,
right, somebody subscribed to your channel. Cool deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Drop us a comment. Who's still with us after this 20-minute hiatus?
What distro would you recommend someone to start with?
Today there's a couple. Um Today and hell just must have froze over because even a month ago I wouldn't have recommended this at all for anyone, let alone a beginner. OpenSUSE. They have basically the system that you can't break, essentially. But it isn't immutable either. It's like that fine line between immutable and not immutable. Like you can still write stuff to your uh, uh, user and Etsy file. So it's not a read only.
What do you mean by immutable?
It means like your Etsy file and your user file, your root files are basically read only.
Mm,
So in order to make them not read only, you have to ask super nicely.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and usually it involves like you have to reboot and stuff like that. Like for example, on my computer, if I want to install something I'll show you. I won't do it, but I can show you. Like, so, if um, this actually would be okay. So now in Aurora DX, we have like homebrew, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I wanted to, I could do like brew install. I wonder if they have xclip. I need xclip for part of my configuration. It looks like they do. But so now that's not going to be part of the root system. But if I did wanted to do something similar, I could do like sudo rpm s tree install x, whatever you wanted to install.
Mm-hmm.
And that would install it to the root. And then after that, in order for it to show up anywhere, I would have to do system cuddle reboot. I won't do that obviously, but that's basically asking really nicely.
And what's the difference? Why one or the other? Like, why would you use it? Why would you install it with brew and the other way that you were showing?
Okay, so like languages like Lua, I might be more inclined to install in the root directory, but I might be less inclined to install, like say NeoVim, I use brew, and then it's all across all of the whole platform.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's not part of the root.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I did like before I showed you Box Buddy, right? Remember this one?
Yep. Like the to run containers.
Container. Yeah. So I have Fedora 40, for example. So if I installed something here, I can go like if it says view applications, I can come right over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can add, like, say I wanted Qt6 designer or linguist. I could just go here to add to menu, and it will show it right up here in the menu, but it isn't part of the actual root system.
So
But
it's
but and I don't know exactly how that works, but they just they have a separation between the root system, and so like if I wanted, so like for example, if I deleted this box, anything I had installed in it would delete as well.
like a Docker container.
Exactly.
Okay. And it's not part of your root system. It's stored like in your home directory. Whatever you
Yeah.
install is installed in your home directory, so it does not interfere with your system files and can break your system. Is that like the main goal?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically most of your applications are in places like /opt or user bin. And so everything that's installed in user bin, you can actually install it in .local bin. It's the same thing, essentially. It's just you have a localized version of it, and it's not part of your root system.
Okay.
And Room and I did not say Arch for your first distro, for sure. I don't like, it was funny. It was funny you had Maria on, and that was a great interview, and she was talking about her how she really liked using Arch, and I'm like thinking, at the time it was like I don't know how long she used Linux for, so I don't want to patronize her by any stretch, but it was like I remember like the way she talked about it was kind of like the way I used to talk about like when I got that tattoo.
Your tattoo. What do you have on the other arm? Show us.
It's just my guitar.
No, on the other one. On the other arm. Let's see.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
It's bare. This was the first tattoo I ever got.
Okay. Yeah. So
and now I'm not getting an Apple.
You will. In the thumbnail for this video, you'll end up with an Apple logo on that arm. That's why I asked you to show it. Thank you.
You're gonna do that. You're gonna do me like that. Well, yeah. let's get a good photo.
No, but it has to be the other one, because people know that you have that one already, but they know that the other arm. Like this? Yeah, they know that one is empty. So, yeah.
All right, we'll see here. That's funny.
Yeah, but you were saying Arch. Right, so you were mentioning that it drew your attention that she was using Arch. Why?
Yeah, she was really excited about it, right? And it was obvious. And that's the way I felt, when I first started using Arch for like the first 5 or 6 years. Like, who was that meme? And it wasn't because I was that meme in that, like, this was the coolest thing I'd ever seen, the AUR, and it was like a big part of my life. And then things just stopped working the way I had, and part of it was my fault. So like I had, I would use like the chaotic AUR repos, and like if you're not using Garuda Linux, then the chaotic AUR probably isn't a great choice to use, although some people might disagree with me. And I think that was partially what caused some of the conflict. But either way, I've since just learned, install some things with like a Flatpak. Flatpaks are great.
So Roman is saying there that he missed which distro you would recommend. He recommended Ubuntu if you're just getting started, Roman.
I reckon. Yeah, that's not a horrible one, but I actually think I would lean more towards OpenSUSE.
Mhm.
No,
I was
it's
just messing with
spelled
you, man.
yeah, it was pronounced open Seuss, but it's written open Seuss, Suse, but they say Susa because it comes from Germany, and that's how I guess Germans pronounce that. I don't know, but anyway, I've been told it's open Susa.
Mm, okay. And
Long-term daily driver, yeah. Well, if you're not a Linux noob, then I would say you should be looking at immutable distros. I don't know if I would get started with them. There's um, what was his name? Jorge Castro. He's the one who started the whole like UBlue, Universal Blue, and he swears like this is good for new users, but I'm not sure because like there's things that like on my development system that I have a hard time configuring, and I'm a seasoned Linux user, but a lot of those tools a new user wouldn't be using. So but when they do, like, hey, I think this is cool or something like that, then they're going to want to try some stuff out, and it's going to be really difficult for them, maybe.
this
Um,
Aurora Linux that you use, is that immutable?
yes, very much so. Yeah, it's part of the UBlue series.
Okay.
It's the plasma version. They have Bazite, which is the gaming one,
Oh,
and
you
then they
mentioned that one.
have and then they have I can't remember the other one. It's also a GNOME desktop, which I don't really like. Uh,
Mm. What are your thoughts on Nix? Have you tried
hmm.
Nix? Um,
The best package manager. That is by far the best package manager in Linux.
because
I
there's this, I don't know, what is it? Is it an OS version or what is it? This thing, hold on. Let's see. Nix modules for Darwin, Nix
mhm.
Darwin. So there's a lot of
Yeah,
people
for
that
Macs.
replace, yeah,
Yeah.
for Mac. But
Yeah, absolutely. So NixOS is or Nix packages and the whole Nix kind of thing is very interesting because actually I was just reading about this. So basically especially in the Linux world, um like when you're building a package, if you don't have like certain like .so files that are part of the dependency tree, then it won't actually install.
hmm,
Yeah, so I would Rumen has a question here. I would say OpenSUSE Tailwind. The rolling release, I think it's great. It takes a while, but don't do the net install. Please don't. That's
why?
too takes forever.
Oh, because it's a
Uh,
minimal install and it has to download everything over.
yeah, and their package manager is a little different. Kind of like NixOS. It's basically it makes snapshots as it's installing so that you can roll back, and it takes time for
Hmm.
whatever reason. Anyway, um, so back to my point with NixOS. NixOS has this thing where you can install. It basically solves the problem of it works on my machine but not on yours. And that's the biggest problem that they're trying to solve. But not only that, it works on my operating system but not your operating system.
Hmm.
And I don't think NixOS works on Windows, but it does work really well on Mac because it has the whole, Bash, POSIX compliant part of your system. So, like, yeah. And I think it's one of those technologies. And in fact, right now, if you can really master some of these immutable technologies, like that will raise your pay grade substantially. Right now, someone who's an expert in NixOS, especially because you can replace Docker files with it.
Mm-hmm.
The way they have it set up, you can replace Docker with NixOS or Nix packages, or I don't know how it works exactly, but I've heard that you can actually replace Docker and Podman.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of there are some companies that are paying up to $300,000 a year for the developers who know about this system.
Oh, to use it in production, not only in your local config,
Yeah.
but in real production.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. And have you ever installed NixOS?
Yeah, I have.
How does it
Yeah,
work? Like you declare the configuration and it installs whatever you have in the config file. How does that work? Is that
yeah. So there's a couple of things. So it's it's really hard to explain in one setting. Kind of. I actually want to do a deep dive in the whole NixOS thing because it's really really fascinating to me. Um, so basically, so to get your system up and running, you have like your operating system and everything that you have on it, you basically have a YAML file.
Mhm.
And you list out everything that you want in the YAML file. And then you basically tell it to restart. And when it restarts, it installs everything that's in the operating in that file, and then it basically launches it. And if you have configurations, you can include those and that sort of thing. Well, but when it comes to actually making packages, that's where it gets really special. Where like all the um this is where like a lot of the philosophy behind, like having it work on every computer and every operating system, barring Windows, I think, it comes into play. And so
Mhm.
if as long as like the Nix, if you understand like some basic Nix stuff, basically if you wanted to install whatever it was that you wanted to install, they have a kind of a gimmick set up to where, like, you say you wanted to install OBS. Well, okay, so you would declare you wanted to install OBS, and you would, at some point, you have a mechanism that would allow that to actually search their own repositories to get the right um, dependencies, and you don't even have to declare them.
Mhm.
And things like that. It's just there's nothing like it. Pac-Man, I mean, all of my trouble that I had. Can I explain Nick's Flakes like I'm five? Well, Nick Flakes is basically like what they call derivations, which is kind of what I was talking about the packages and stuff. They call it derivations. And so basically, in order to cluster a set of derivations together, you would basically have Nick's Flakes. That's the easiest way I can explain it. The derivations is your ability to easily install software. It's basically like a build script, but it I don't it has a way of a particular way of installing it where it will automatically look for the dependencies without you actually telling it to. And it'll do a bunch of, it has a lot of other features and that are very, very unique. And so, like, when you have a cluster of these derivations that work together, they call that a Nix flakes.
Okay.
And so, it like I said, I need to have like a deep dive in this to understand it a little better, because I'm thinking I'm probably going to stick. I probably won't stick with Aurora in the sense that I'm not probably not going to stick with Plasma 6, but I might like have a similar um I might have a similar, I don't even know what you would call it. I might have a similar desktop, like maybe Qt. What is it like? Um, uh, right. LXQT or something like that. A little lighter. Like the Plasma 6 is a little heavy, even for my liking. So, yeah, I think I would rather just have something a little more lightweight. And I'd probably like to get like a Wayland based like tiling window manager. So I'm thinking I'm going to have like um, my own, um, like my own spin of the same thing that I'm using, just a little lighter and that sort of thing.
So you
Have
keep
a little
using
bit better tiling
Aurora,
experience.
but just a different desktop environment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
Yes,
I
yes, for the
noticed.
most part. Like I would include the same packages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
noticed. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Yep.
Go ahead.
On your desktop, you have like this effect when you open an application, looks wobbly. What is that? It's
Wobbly
some sort of
windows. That's
animation.
just, yeah. So let's see here. Let me go to my settings here.
Yeah, like a
Um
TV static type of animation. Is that right?
yeah. Yeah. So like if I went here to, where is it? I always get lost here. All of these wallpapers, colors, themes.
And that is part of the desktop environment.
Yeah, it'd be right here. General behavior. No, where is it? Oh, window management. There we go. Yeah, so like this is just all part of like the K1 scripts and stuff. Or window effects, desktop effects, sorry. But it's just Kwin. But basically, like I have background contrast, fading, geometry, log out, smart wobbly windows right here. Just this right here. But like, remember when I was telling you I had like a bunch of really, really cool effects? I'll do a few. Hey, hold on. Let's see here. Some of these are pretty cool. Like this one.
Okay, yep. I remember that in
Yeah.
Ubuntu years ago.
Yeah, there's a couple of these that are like really cool. I don't remember. I think this one. This one's a little different. I have a few of these. Did you see that?
Yep, I saw it.
Yeah. So
And
they have some really cool stuff. TV effect. like if I did this one, like TV effect.
Mm. And this distribution that you're using, can you declare all of this in a file, or when you install it, you have to come into the settings
Yeah,
and
yeah.
manually
So
set them
like
yourself?
if yeah, so like if you go up here to like this right up here on the corner,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it says get new. So like you click it, it'll search the internet for like all of these like effects and different things.
Okay.
And that's basically how I did it. Yeah,
Okay.
very easy, very easy. Yeah.
But you
Like
cannot
everything.
declare this in a file. If you install the distro from scratch, you have to come and manually
Oh,
add them.
well, no, I probably could. I don't know. I would have to figure out where I would have to install. I'd have to get like the like it's probably like a separate people have like git files or whatever that they've configured, and then you would have to like push it to the right
Mm.
directory
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in your .config file probably.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
But I
Okay.
don't know. I haven't thought about like where that would be.
Okay. Okay. It's fine. Do you mind sharing three of your favorite CLI tools? Do you have any tools that you use in the
Hmm.
terminal that you like the most?
CLI tools. I don't use a lot. Like I know a lot of people use Zoxide. I don't use it. People like CSH. I use Bash.
Hmm.
I know I'm a little funny that way. A lot of people are like, "Oh my God, get out of the." Yeah. So anyway, yeah, a lot of people are saying like, yeah, like get out of the boonies. Why are you using Z Shell? Why aren't you using Z Shell and stuff like that? I get that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is I can navigate my files really fast. That's the only and I can pull up my history really fast and that
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. Why do I need it?
Mm.
I don't understand why I need it.
Yeah.
Like and I don't need like there's a few others too that I've tried in the past to like like they'll say like okay like we'll have you like they'll be like well we'll see about there's one I think it might be Zoxide I don't remember but it like lists like like if you say you list the name of a directory, but maybe you have multiple names in different places in your home folder or your wherever that you want to navigate to. And so like they'll list the first one that gets visited the most and then the second most and then put a priority. And and it's like, okay, but I don't need that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like doing this with like tmux session between tmux sessionizer in my aliases, and I have a ton of shortcuts to go navigate wherever I want to go. That between those, I don't really need it. It wouldn't save me that much time. I don't think it would save me any time.
Yeah. There's one.
Um,
There's one that I like. Well, I don't use them too much either because I'm always doing this navigating.
did you freeze on me?
Let me see.
Okay, there we are.
There you are. Okay. So I'm always switching between this with the Tmax sessions, but sometimes I do need to go, for example, to my .config, right? I like
Mhm.
this auto-completing thingy here, so I just press the right
Yeah.
arrow, and it'll take
Mhm.
me to that. Or CD, I don't do this, right? But Socksite could take me there quite fast. I'd rather go there like this with Team Sessions. But
Yeah.
One that I think is a little bit useful is this CSH VI mode. I think it is the name. So uh, right, so it allows me to use Vim motions,
Oh,
see this,
wow. Yeah.
or go back, right, or go forward. Just Vim motions, so that you don't have to
Yeah, I see.
jump through each character, right? Like using the arrow like this. Yeah, so I can just go back, forward, back, delete this word. Just emotions, basically. I don't use it often, but since you're used to emotions, could become handy
Yeah.
if you type a lot of commands, I guess.
But again.
Caught again.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but we're good. I saw it. So like here's what I mean though about my aliases. If I can show my
Yep.
screen.
We're looking at your screen.
Okay, there we go. So like I have a bunch of like aliases. If I want to go to my desktop, I want to go to my documents, if I want to go to my downloads, if I want to go to my config, my local bin. I mean, those are my aliases. And I can go there quickly. And it lists everything that I, like if, like between that, like, I mean, it's like, okay, so say maybe I wanted to go into like, if I had like my tiling window manager. So, well, okay, so like, the only one that I haven't got, the only one I haven't got a alias for that I probably should is my dot files. So basically, like, I basically have my dot files right here, and then I use stow to push to my other, like you can see like right here, this is stow right here. And so this basically I have a get, and so like any changes I make here, they'll push to my repo. And so I did a different way before where I used to get bear repository, and it's a good way to organize them, but it's a good way of organizing them, but I couldn't keep my stuff updated. But with Stow, it is so easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I have some thoughts. I just developed my own solution before learning about Stow. I think so. I just manually create symlinks. Rumen is asking
yeah, that's what I used to do, actually. I did that too. But manually doing symlinks, then you have like a real, like, I mean, it looks like the cable system outside my house. Anybody who's ever lived in Mexico, it's like this cable spaghetti mess.
But
everywhere.
Let me show you mine. Hold on. Okay. Just Roman first is asking if I use Tmux copy mode, and yep, I use Tmux copy mode all the time. This is useful. Yeah, so if I want to delete this entire thing, I don't have to come here and one at a time. No, I just normal mode. This is normal mode. This is insert mode. That's what I like about this plugin. So I get the two modes. Normal, no, insert, normal. So if I type DD here, it's just gonna delete the entire line. But
wow, that would be useful.
Yeah,
I might actually. What is that?
Oh, but it's there must be something in Bash. But this is for CSH. It is. Where is it?
Oh, VI mode. Okay, I see.
Yep, this one. I have it installed in macOS and in Linux. That's why I switched my Linux, all of them. I was using Bash in Linux, but I switched to CSH so that it's the same. I have the exact same workflow in Mac and in Linux. But in
I
Mac,
might actually you that would cause me to think about using it actually.
yeah.
Set OVI?
This CSH. Let me make it bigger. That's what she said. Here.
Okay now.
Yeah. I do crazy stuff with this because if I type a key map here, Alt T, it's gonna open a Tmux pane at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
And if I type Alt T, it's gonna hide that Tmux pane, right? So I can have that pane. But the cool thing about it is that, let me show you something. If I jump to a different directory, right? Let me go to my key maps file. This. It's a different directory. I'm gonna type here Alt T. Notice that it automatically sent this command and it switched to this directory, right?
Oh, I see.
Do a config. The terminal is in the same directory where the file is. You can configure that and disable if you want it, but I like doing that. So
yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. That is something that I would use as well. But I think though, like, I mean, I'm not sure, but let me see here. Do I have? Oh, let's see. If I said TMS. So if I said, like, say I'm in my second brain, I'll come in here to cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my notes here. Now, if I could split that, I'm still in the same directory,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like the same thing. Or am I missing something?
But
okay,
if you go back to the split above and you switch to a different file, in a different directory. No,
right, I gotcha.
Yep.
Like
if I switch to a completely different file that is in a different directory, the split, when I bring it back up, let me show you. So you can see the path that I'm here. It's neobin lua config, right? Yep, we lost you for a second there, or you lost me for a second. I don't know.
Yeah, you lost. Yeah, I lost you.
Okay, so here is the path that I'm on right now. Neobin lua config. So if I type Alt T, it's gonna bring up my terminal in that directory. If I need to type commands here, it's useful. So I can hide it. I don't have to go to the pane.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I just hide it, Alt T, and if I go to another file, just look at this. This is a different directory, right? It's the same repo, but a different directory. This is in the CSHRC folder. So if I type Alt T, in my terminal, the terminal pane that I open switches to this CSHRC directory in case that I need to type some commands here.
Okay, I see. That actually is useful, actually. Yeah. Yeah, that's
sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
that's the thing with like Tmux and all of that stuff. So
yeah. And regarding Rumen's question, copy mode. Yep, I use that all the time. I have a key dedicated for Tmux copy mode. So if I type this key here, it's gonna bring up Tmux copy mode. So I can just come here and select what I want, copy it, and it's in my clipboard. So yeah, I use that a lot. But I'm always in Tmux. You mentioned that you're not in Tmux all the time, right?
Yeah, not entirely, but I'm there more and more every day. It's just because sometimes like I so like if how do I say it? I'm not well a like sometimes I just need to make like a quick change or something, and I just like I. Some people will like they'll turn on Tmux and go make their change and do this, that, and the other. And if sometimes I'm just not even thinking about it because back in the day I would just navigate with my with my aliases, do what I need to do, get out of there, and be done with it.
Mm.
And so like the whole like turn on tmux and do this do that. Now it's a little like I have it set up a little bit more um I guess I froze, but I have it set up a little better, but to where it's a little quicker now. Like before it was like I'd set up tmux and then what do I do that now? Like I didn't really get like how to like navigate through, sessions and stuff like that in Windows.
Yeah, that's the thing that I open Tmax on Tmax automatically, right? So every time that I open, I have 4 sessions right now. And if I quit out of this, and if I bring up the terminal again, I'm in Tmux because I have Ghosty configured that way. So if I go to my Ghosty configuration file, where is... Can you see my terminal?
I can't.
You cannot?
No,
Where did
sir.
Ghosty go? Hold on. Oh, it went to the other screen.
It happens, yeah.
Where is Ghosty?
Ghosty, where are you?
Where did it go? It's a ghost. I don't know where it went. Oh, I think it's here. Is that it? Yeah, since I have 2 screens right now, it just goes crazy. So, there we go. Can you see the terminal now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, when I open Ghosty, I have it configured so that it starts Tmux automatically. So I'm always in Tmux. I'm never in the terminal, basically.
You cut out again.
Oh, I cut it out again?
There
Let's
we
see.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, so I see that you're yeah. And you probably like yeah, I could probably set something up, to where like I had like I opened Tmux with like Kitty as soon as I installed it
Yep.
or whatever. Yeah, I've thought about that too. Again, like, when I do like, my web development and stuff, yeah, I usually have Tmux open. I think I always do. But other than that, I think that's pretty much yeah, like the web development or, like when I'm doing some sort of coding or bash scripting or something, I have it open. But I honestly like, like if I'm if I'm just configuring like a regular a YAML file or a JSON file or something, I don't see the need for it. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just used to just like because that's usually like a lot of times, sometimes that's all I like all day I'll be configuring something through a YAML file and I'll just like open it, close it, see what the changes are and or whatever, and like I don't, but sometimes like I like to like copy certain things so that I can paste it into like Chat GPT and not have my hands leave the terminal. And that's what Alacrity was really good for. So I might just like use Alacrity for that, and then like use Kitty like for like some of the other stuff, or Ghosty or Westterm or whatever. I'd
Mm,
probably switch between those three because I like all three of those a lot.
yeah, they're quite good actually, the three of them.
Yeah,
Do you have any
yeah.
favorite applications they want to share?
Oh, favorite apps. Let's see here. Um,
Oh, Apple Music is one of them, right? iTunes.
yeah, yeah.
You want to tell your story?
Oh, well, I think I already did, but just my dad had like this huge collection of things since about 1990, and he had them all like pushed to iTunes or music, and they just removed all of the songs that he didn't have with, that he didn't have um, purchased through iTunes. And then when he called, and like they didn't warn him about it or anything, and so they didn't say, "Hey, you might get this off of your, you might get this off of your iTunes because we're going to remove everything you didn't purchase through iTunes." Blah blah blah. And so when he called them, they basically said that he didn't own the software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is really literally why I hate proprietary software.
Mm.
Like, I mean, if you just think about the implications and what they could do, I mean, just think about it. Say and this was a point that I made in the last video where, like, if you were using Photoshop
Mm-hmm.
and maybe like, for your thumbnails, maybe you had a bunch of images or something, and you might have got them from the internet, or maybe it's AI, or maybe whatever. And then they decide, oh wait, this might be copyrighted, so we're just going to remove them. That would suck. I mean, I don't know. I don't really like it. But anyway, that's kind of why I did that. And then let's see here. Let's see, what do I like? I have a bunch of stuff that let's see, what do I want to share?
Let me just go through some
Box
questions we have here. Hold
Box
on.
Buddy.
Hold on. Marco says, I'm still using iTerm. And
Yeah.
and I will never leave because I have this feature in that show hide all windows with a system wide hotkey. What do you mean by that, Marcos? Like which windows? iTerm windows? You hide all of them? Okay. And come see come sa, I think it is. I wish there was a better TUI Spotify options. I don't listen to music when I work anymore, so
Yeah, actually, I agree because, like, in Linux, you have a bunch of Electron apps, and Electron apps are really heavy loaded.
mhm.
So, like, they're resource hogs because they're basically like, I think I lost you. All right.
No, we're still here.
Oh, we're still here. Okay,
Yep.
so yeah, so they're like very top heavy.
Mhm.
And have I tried J? Yes, I have. I actually made a video on my channel about it, but I like it, I guess. But anyway, so what do I like? Applications. Let's see here. I'll show you a few. GIMP. I love GIMP.
Mhm.
That's a
GIMP.
great.
I used
Yeah,
GIMP when I was like 15
yeah.
years old. Didn't like it. I'm gonna use it again. Maybe I become like a open source evangelist and I switched to GIMP, but I didn't enjoy it back then.
Hex chat for IRC chat. That's pretty good. MPV, I like MPV a lot. Let's see here. I like Ardour. What else do I like here? LibreOffice is great for, when you gotta type stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good
Can you hear
uh
me? Oh yeah. Yeah,
it's a
you can hear
good
me.
okay. Yes. Okay, what else do I like? I like Warehouse for all right, all right, did you mute me for a sec?
Nope, I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. All right. So, yeah, I like Warehouse for flat packs. That's actually something kind of cool. And then what else do I like? Spectacle is pretty good for like screenshots and stuff, I guess. I don't know. Box Buddy, I like Box Buddy a lot. I'm going to be using that in the future. That's like Docker and Podman containers. Very, I mean, it doesn't get any easier for installing stuff like software from different distributions.
Hmm.
Marco,
Do you ever use Winamp?
Winamp.
Yep.
I remember that actually.
Or the
I
other one, very popular, was Music Match. That's the one that I liked. Music Match. Did you
yeah,
ever use that one?
no. The one that I used initially was Rhythm Box. That was a pretty good media player, like a music player. Um
That was on Linux, right?
yeah.
Let's see. Rhythm Box. Oh, I remember this
Yeah.
one in Ubuntu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. It was pretty good actually. I kind of liked that one. Um but actually, when I really started drinking like the minimalist Kool-Aid, what did I used MPD with that NPM something or another. It's like six or eight letters long. I can't remember, but it basically is this. Um, it was basically like an incurses type media player, and you could play it through your terminal.
Hmm.
Yes, that one. NCMPCPP. Daxus got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Kazam. Yeah. Have I ever used that? Kaza? Is it? I think it's Kazam, right? I think I've seen it. I've never used it. Uh,
What are those torrent clients? I remember using RS. You remember about
yeah.
RS? Yep.
Yeah.
Um, Now you have a section here, minimalist tools. Is there anything you wanna talk
Okay.
about
So
that?
yeah, like yeah, my minimalist tools are basically just like things that, like if you actually had, like if you replaced a GUI basically to do whatever it was that you were doing. So, or you basically debloat, have like the software version is really debloated. I'll give you a really good example here. I'm going to open my Arch uh, container real quick. I'll give you a really good example here. I don't know if you remember when PDFs first came out, but everybody hated using PDFs. Like they hated them. Why? Because Adobe, what is it?
Yeah,
Adobe
that was the
PDF Viewer.
only application for
Oh, it
PDFs,
was the
right?
worst. Yes, and it was the worst. Like I used that once about 6 months. not 6 months, probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
Adobe Reader.
Oh, Adobe Reader, yeah. Oh my word. It is the worst. So, like, for example, if I don't know if I have a do I have a markdown? Well, actually, I do have a bunch of markdown syntax. So let's. Oh wait, I went to the wrong one.
DC++. What was that?
Huh?
Someone mentioned it. Aaron McAdam mentioned in the comments DC++.
I don't know what that is actually. Okay. All right. Let me. I showed you this. I'm going to. Okay, so now we have like something like this, right? Which is just a regular bash configuration or bash markdown configuration for some notes that I took. And I probably should make some spaces, maybe. Well, I wonder what that's all about. Okay, whatever. Anyway, this is kind of what we have. Oh, I see. Sometimes. All right. So you have just a regular you have a regular configuration. Now I hit F4 and I showed you this, right? This so this is basically this right here in a PDF. So basically, like this program called Zathura came out with a very minimalist version of a PDF. Just took out all the bloat and just everything that was essential to basically show a PDF viewer. That's what they ended up with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Zathura. Very minimalist and stuff like that. And this is what minimalism is all about, because you had that, Adobe Reader, and it was just full of spyware and full of bloat and full of, everything. Another one that a lot of people, I don't have it on my system right now, I don't think, do I? Let me see. Yes, I do actually. Now, this is a browser that is meant, that works with key bindings, basically. But this is called Qt Browser, and I mean, it's pretty good. And you can see, like, you can go into insert mode, you can go into normal mode, just like Vim, and you can navigate through here. But what's cool about this is it's minimalist. It doesn't have the bloat. And you can have tabs and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the bloat that, like, say like Brave browser or Chrome has. It's very stripped down, and they use a different web engine. I think it's WebKit that they use, if I'm not mistaken. And so anyway, they use like some older technology, but they strip so that, like, it doesn't kill you on your resources, and you can keep your. And I think the other part is that it's kind of like used to keep your fingers on the keyboard.
Yep.
And so, like, there's a lot of those kinds of programs. I don't have, let's see, do I have any other I'm not sure if I have any others on. NeoVim is pretty much a minimalist thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or Nano, which I hate. Like I wish somebody would just nuke Nano.
Well,
Like
there's a lot of people
like please.
that don't like Vim that have to use Nano. When you're starting, just imagine, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
happened to me. You SSH into a server for the first time, and you open a configuration file. You know nothing about Vim, and
Mm-hmm.
you need to modify a file. What do you do if you don't know about Vim? You don't have time to learn Vim in 20 minutes. You have to modify the file. So I guess Nano is there for that.
I I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all of Suckless. Yes, yes. Actually, I should just show Suckless. That is another thing. So like could I, yeah, Suckless. So this right here. If you right here. Got it. Right here. This website. This encapsulates minimalism.
Mm-hmm.
DWM is the tiling window manager.
Mm-hmm.
ST is a terminal, and the terminal is actually quite good. It has a lot of the same features that you like about, like, say, Ghosty and stuff, but you have to configure it yourself, and you have to patch those functions into your code. So if you
You
don't know
lost
how
me
to
there.
patch it, yeah, it's going to be difficult for you. And I don't remember, is this the virtual keyboard? Yeah. D menu is just like Rofi or FCF.
Mm-hmm.
It has a drop down menu or a menu over the top, and then like
Oh,
we type.
you showed it the last time. Yep.
Yes, yes, that's D menu. This is where we get it. Has a lot of other functionality. You would just go right here. Here's the patches, and then they basically tell you how to patch it, but you have to see someone actually patch it for you to really get it. It takes a while.
Mm.
They have a lot of other stuff. There's a lot of stuff that they basically they really like for it is that they're um, um, like there's all, I guess the whole like suckless thing, they have a way of doing things, and they have all this software that they recommend,
Mm-hmm.
like the ed text editor.
Mm.
Have you ever seen the ed text editor?
That was before VI. Is that right?
Yeah, and it's rather interesting. I've actually used it.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah, and like here's like a bunch of stuff like web browsers that they like. Of course, they're gonna like Surf, but Surf is, I don't know what I think about Surf other than it's too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they have a lot of stuff that they obviously prefer, and they have this stuff. It's all about minimalist,
Mm-hmm.
and I subscribe to some of it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't subscribe to all of it because like honestly, there was a time when like saving resources was a thing. It isn't anymore. Like, dude, you just turn on like this like your web browser right now, and it just nukes it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody said for what Surf is, it's not worth it. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Oh my God. I try. I used Surf for a while, but the thing is it just was too top heavy. But like I opened Brave browser and there's 3 gigabytes of RAM right off the top.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, who cares if your operating system starts at 250 megabytes
Mm-hmm. Yep.
when we're talking like this? Like, who cares? At
Yep.
this point, we don't care.
Yep.
Um, but you know, when like most of your laptops, most of your computers came with like 2 gigabytes or 1 gigabyte of RAM, that
Yep.
probably was very important.
Yep. For sure.
I get it. I get that. And so, um, yeah, they have a couple other things. So, like, I'm trying to think of, they have one other one. They have, which one is it? This is basically what became, Chafa.
Mm-hmm.
Basically came from this one right here. But there's
Mm-hmm.
one from here that I used to use that you can set up in your terminal, and you can set up like a presentation, like a um um what do you call that? Those presentations from trying to think the Word documents, the slideshows.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it from the terminal, and it comes from this page, but I can't remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
It might be this one. No, IRC client. Have you ever used IRC?
I haven't. Nope.
Oh my God. I'll tell you, you ever want to have the slides? It might be, but I can't find it. It's been a while since I visited here, so like because I don't subscribe to everything that they're about, but they're basically a bunch of German developers who I guess the reputation, I don't want to get this wrong, but and I hope I'm wrong about this, but there have been people who have said that they're essentially like neo-Nazis,
Mm-hmm.
but that they have this really cool code, this really cool project. And I don't know. Yes, somebody says I miss. Yeah, I'm not on IRC as much anymore because everybody's kind of moved on to Matrix and
Mm.
to what's the other one? Not yeah.
Oh,
But
the
anyway,
one for the Elements app.
yes,
What is that
and
one?
you know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, yeah. But anyway, the whole thing is like with IRC, there's a lot of really, really interesting developers out there. I mean,
Mm.
some of them, like you'll see, like some of the most knowledgeable people. They barely speak English sometimes, but they're very knowledgeable, and they'll put something together that, uh, like. I've seen some people like, it's like, hey, I'm trying to do this, and someone else will jump in and go, yeah, I could build that. And then like 10 minutes later, it's built. And this is before AI.
Mm. All
And
right, Shasten, I have to drop. I have stuff to
yeah,
do. We didn't even
yeah,
finish this time. We have some questions here left, right? So
home lab and stuff, but
Yeah,
I
home
think we
labbing
got
stuff.
pretty.
I
Yeah,
wanna I wanna talk about home labbing. So let's meet
I
another day.
definitely. Yeah, I would definitely do it, and at least I didn't hit the table too much this time.
Oh no, I didn't hear it. You heard it in the previous video, right?
Yeah, all over I was cringing because it was the first time I did a video in this with this setup, and so I
Mhm.
wasn't used to it. And so like whenever I brought my hands down, it would hit the table. I wasn't used to it, and it didn't occur to me that I was doing it. Like I would only have to record myself one time to realize I was doing it. I would have stopped, but I never actually made a video in this
Yeah.
setup.
Listen, when I put this on the table, listen to it. So I
Yeah,
have to be really careful when I put it there. It sucks.
yeah. Yeah, so I was really happy that I didn't hit the table a bunch of times.
Yeah. But thanks for showing
Yeah,
up, man.
but actually, yeah, we'll definitely do that and talk about home labbing. I have a lot of questions about home labbing, actually. I mean, I know like about servers and stuff and how to set those up, but I honestly like, and I know how to set up a server. I know how to set up computers to talk to the servers and stuff. But like, my problem is like I don't know. I just don't know where to start. Like, because I see some pretty elaborate setups, and I'm thinking, well, I got this whole box here that I could
Yep.
probably use.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That
Yep.
would be all I
Yeah.
would use it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It instead of installing a distribution in the box directly, you just install a hypervisor. The most popular ones right now are Proxmox and
Uh,
XCPNG, right? So everyone's installing Proxmox because there's a lot of documentation for it. XCPNG,
you cut
mm,
out on me again.
oh, it cut out.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
You cut out again.
Oh, yeah. Let's
Yeah.
schedule another call. Let's talk about
All
Home
right.
Lab. We're just
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
title it Home
yeah.
Lab.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's always a pleasure to come on here. It's a privilege. Um, yeah, I always enjoy just shooting the breeze with you and, you know, that sort of thing. So I actually was shocked that, you made the time for me again. So I was really happy about that.
No, thanks to you, man. Thanks to you because you work at night, right?
Yeah.
Your shift is about to start in a few hours, I guess.
Yeah. I might be off today, but yeah, I usually start around somewhere between 3 and 6 p.m.
Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, thanks for your time. Thanks for joining. Let's schedule another
Mhm.
one and let's talk about home labbing. And chat, thanks to
You
everyone
cut
that
out
was
again.
commenting there.
All right.
Yep.
So much home labbing and sketch. Post live in the internet from local servers. Got to use VLANS or something, which is great, but probably overkill for most. Yeah, but I definitely like if you showed me some Proxmox stuff, man, I would definitely. I've tried to sit down with Proxmox. I just like it's overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But
I
yeah,
mean, it's like almost as overwhelming as like NixOS or something.
yeah, it's basically a distribution, right? Because Proxmox is based on Debian. XCPNG is different because that is based on Zen, which is a
Oh,
different hypervisor. So it's
yeah.
completely different. Not completely different. It's just different. But yeah, let's talk about it. And yep, I'll see you. Till next
All
time.
right. Till next time, friend.
Bye.
Bye.